prioritizing your goal by knowing your journey.
Everything's unfolding as it should.
Hello, and welcome to another workflow devotion with Darrell and Arlene. I'm Dr. Darrell Gadsden, and welcome to another workflow devotion. Welcome to this wonderful Friday, this sunshiny Friday in this wonderful state of Florida. I'm looking so forward to this particular weekend. Not that I don't look forward to others, but this weekend is a weekend of sunshine, a weekend of celebration. Not that this weekend is any different from any other. Just the mere fact that God has allowed me to be able to be here makes me want to look forward to the weekend that's in front of me. It makes me want to look forward to the life that's in front of me. So today we're going to continue our topic, our conversation on prioritizing goals. Prioritizing goals. This continuation is going to be talking about the journey in your process of prioritizing your goals. Well, this morning when I got up, like a few mornings that I've gotten up, I got up, I went outside, and I have a tire on one of my vehicles that has a very slow leak in it. So every morning when I get up, I go out to this vehicle, I hook up my compressor, I pull the cord out, the air hose out, and I put air into this tire. It's the same tire. It goes down every day. It holds up overnight, but by the next morning, if I have not put air in it, it's flat again. It's nothing wrong with the vehicle. There's nothing wrong with the rim of the tire, but the tire itself has a slow leak somewhere in it. But every day I continue to get up and I continue to put air in it. The air is fine that goes into the tire, but because of the slow leaks, because of something having somewhere in the tire, there's a hole that's allowing the air to seep out. Every morning I have to go through that same process in order to make sure that I can get to my destination and return, because of the fact that there's a slow leak in the tire. What is my ultimate goal? My ultimate goal is to not have a tire that's constantly leaking. Because if I was on a long trip and unless I was stopping on a regular basis, that tire might somewhere down the road put me down. So the end goal for me and this tire would be for me to replace the tire, to get the tire repaired so that I don't have that problem. Well, in our lives, there are slow leaks that are going on within our lives, within the preparation of preparing ourselves for our goals. We have slow leaks that are going on in our own lives. And instead of repairing the leak, instead of repairing the problem, we tend to continue to patch the leak up, patch up the problem, and it doesn't solve the issue. Well, as we are now trying to prioritize our goals, as we are now trying to pay attention to the journey that we're going through to get to some sort of an end, we must start thinking about, what do I need to do in this preparation? And in order to think about that, in order to talk about it, I'd like for you to go to a scripture. The scripture that's being done by this wise man, one of the wisest men that has ever lived, that the Bible talks about constantly, and that is we're going to the book of Proverbs. And let's go to Proverbs. We're going to go to Proverbs, the 16th chapter. We're going to read the first 6 verses. We're more concentrating on verses 1 through 4, but I'm going to read all 6 of those verses. So if you'd like to read along with me, this is an opportunity to go ahead and to pull up that scripture. And remember, this is workflow devotion. This is our devotional time. So we're going to be talking about this scripture just briefly in terms of preparing or being prepared or prioritizing our goals and being prepared for the journey that we're about to enter into. So here's what Solomon wrote. He says, "The preparation of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the spirit. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though hands joined in hand, he shall not be unpunished. By mercy and truth, iniquity is purged, and by the fear of the Lord, men depart from evil." May God add a blessing to the hearer and the doer of his word. So there's a couple of things that stand out to me when we read this particular scripture, and I want to only bring out a couple of points that you need to go back and read the entire scripture for yourself. Understand that these little experts or these little tidbits that Solomon is giving, it's like thoughts within a thought, thoughts that build upon the thoughts that were going out. He's sitting and he's thinking and he's being told these things and he's writing them down. They don't seem to all come together unless you sit down and sort of put yourself in the mindset of where Solomon was at that particular time. And because the words are relevant to the time, these same words can be relevant to where you are in your journey right now. So there are a few things that we want to pull from here. So for me, there are 4. There's a preparation. There's the fact that in your journey, in this process of preparing yourself for your goal, the goal is not based on you. Base your goal on his will being God's will. Number 3, stick to the plan. Stick to the plan that God has planned out for you. A lot of times we get off track when it comes to the plan. And 4th, it's not your plan. Let's go to this. Okay, all right. So prepare. Fail to plan. When you fail to plan, you plan to fail. How many of us have heard that so many times? You have to literally start to think about where you're going, how you're going to get there, what's needed, how much gas I need. Do I need to put air in the tire so that I can get there? Have I did all the necessary things? If I plan to fail, I fail. If I fail to plan, I will at some point lose. Again, it says, if you fail to plan, then you can plan to fail. Second, that was actually in verse 1. That's in verse 1. The preparation of the heart of man, in man, and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. You have to prepare. You have to go to him, go to God, and allow him to direct your path. Number 2, base your goals on his will. As we look at ourselves, how do you see you? As I look at myself, as I look at my life, as I look at the decisions that I've made, how do I see myself? How am I looking at myself? Do I see something positive, or do I constantly keep putting myself under pressure where I don't see myself as God sees me? How do you see yourself? Prioritizing your goals are based on God's will and not based on what I want or what I desire. It's okay to have an ambition to have something, but at the same time, you must also plan everything that you have on the foundation of God's plan. And you say to me, well, Elder, what is the foundation of God's plan? The foundation of God's plan is His Son, Jesus Christ. So if you can put all of you into what He has planned for you, He says, I go to prepare a place for you, that where I am, ye may be also. Your plan, your journey has to be planned around what God has already planned for you. Number 3, stick to the plan. One of the most difficult things to do in life is that when there's a plan that's laid out, for you to stick to the plan that's already in front of you, because there are things come up, that sort of takes you off of the goal that you have. Things come up in life that send you in different directions. For instance, the rain comes, and because of the rain, I feel like I need to make a change. Maybe I just need to put on a raincoat or grab my umbrella. But the rain came, so we changed. It's cloudy today, and now where I would have on some shades, I don't need shades. But because it's cloudy today and because the clouds are hanging low, we make changes in our lives. People are talking about me. People don't seem to like me, and because of that, I want to make a change. Well, we have to concentrate on sticking to the plan that God has already made for us. He says, I know the plans that I have for you. I know the thoughts that I have for you. Thoughts to promote you and not to tear you down. So prioritizing our goals requires being committed to the plan, committed to the plan that God has already set up for us. And last, it's not your plan. That's the first thing that we must understand. We must be able to stay within the plan that God has planned out for us. During this journey that you're going through right now, there's some ups, there's some downs. There are people talking about you. There are people not respecting you. There are people that don't believe you. Just because you open your mouth doesn't mean that everybody's going to agree with you. But you still have to stick to the plan. You have to stick to what God's plan is for you and for me. And as long as you stick to the plan, as long as we continue to prioritize our goals around what God has planned for us, then we will reach that final destination that God has already set up for us. Because He said in His Word, I know the plans that I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to destroy you. In the 5th and 6th verse, Proverbs again says, everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord, though through hands joined in hand, he shall not be unpunished. By mercy and truth, iniquity is purged, and by the fear of the Lord, men depart from evil. Enjoy the journey. Respect the plan. Prioritize your goals based on what God has planned for you. Enjoy your weekend. May God bless you. May heaven continue to smile on you. Until Monday, see you then. Bye.